All right, Wayne Allen Root with the great Bill O'Reilly. Always a pleasure and an honor to have him on the show. Hey, Bill, how are you?
I'm good, Wayne. Thanks for having me back.
There's never any lack of controversial news stories. Let's start with a headline from CNN today, and this is a quote. The president pressured staff to grant security clearance to Ivanka Trump. In your opinion, is this the mainstream media manufacturing a scandal again?
I don't see the national importance of this story. Maybe I'm wrong. I wrote my message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com saying, who cares? It's obvious that Donald Trump believes his daughter Ivanka is a trusted and worthy advisor. Okay, so he's entitled to that opinion. Therefore, in order to get trustworthy advice, she has to have a national security clearance. What's the problem here? It's what I call scandal du jour, Wayne. Every day it has to be something, and this is what it is today.
All right, and speaking of manufactured crisis, the Democrats claim, now here's the funny thing, they claim Trump is manufacturing a crisis at the border. The DHS Secretary, Kirstjen Nielsen, said today the situation at the border is out of control, and yet the GOP Senate wants to strike down the president's national security emergency. What's going on, and is this wall ever going to get built?
I think portions of the wall will get built. I think there is a national emergency down on the southern border. Hundreds of thousands of people are trying to come in here. I think that's an emergency. And tons of narcotics. That might qualify. All right, if there's a hurricane that's an emergency, this might be an emergency. But you got to understand something, Wayne, and everybody watching tonight. In the eyes of the Democratic Party and the national media, 90% of the national media, Donald Trump is the biggest threat to the country. He's the national emergency. Donald Trump. Okay? So it doesn't matter what other issue is bedeviling America. It's not as important as damaging Donald Trump. Now, if we all understand that, and there's no doubt about it, okay, then we understand why this chaos in Washington, D.C. continues to go on every single day. And I'm not sure what the solution is other than the president being more articulate in explaining to everyone in America what is going on and why it's going on. That's what I would concentrate if I were him.
All right, let's talk about something everybody should agree on, and that's anti-Semitism. I'd say it a lot stronger. Being of the Jewish faith, I'd call it Jew hatred. And it sure seems to me it's going on with the Democrats in the United States House. And there was supposed to be a vote on an anti-Semitism resolution today as a rebuke for the freshman Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. And now they've pushed that vote back, quote, to broaden the vote to include other religious bigotry. Let me guess. They're not going to say that we can't be prejudiced towards Muslims in the anti-Semitism resolution by a Muslim House member who was criticizing Jews. It seems to me the Democratic Party has lost their minds, and they're being influenced by this freshman class that is ultra radical left. What say you?
I don't believe that most Democrats in America, whether they're elected officials or just regular folks, are anti-Semitic. I don't believe that. I do believe that there is a politically correct philosophy that is strangling the Democratic Party. And part of that is that Israel is bad. That's part of the politically correct movement, that Israel is oppressing minority people in the Palestinian areas, that Israel is aggressive and bad. So that's taken root in the Democratic Party. And Congresswoman Omar is, as you rightly pointed out, as far left, as an extreme as you can possibly be. And the Democratic Party doesn't know how to handle her. Or Cortez, which yesterday on BillO'Reilly.com, we broke the story that her handler is funneling tens of millions of dollars into her projects. and that everything's being paid for by this guy. When you're not going to see that in the national media, that Congressman Cortez being run by a far-left millionaire out of Texas. I mean, that's a pretty good story. But the Democratic Party doesn't know how to handle any of these women.
And speaking of those women, how about freshman Democrat Rashida Tlaib? She now says she's going to file an impeachment resolution against the president. Later on this month, she says, I'll be joining folks and advocates across the country to file the impeachment resolution to start the impeachment proceedings. Well, how do you start impeachment proceedings for a crime that never happened? And the American public, are they going to be behind this, or are the Democrats just isolating themselves?
2 words, publicity stunt. Now, Wayne, you live in Vegas. You've seen some of the best publicity stunts in the history of mankind, right? That's what this is.
I've been in the middle of them.
Yeah, this is what this is. So forgive me if I don't even bother with it. It's a publicity stunt.
It's scary times we live in. Publicity stunt or not, there's some people that I would consider socialist, Marxist, communist, whatever word you want to use.
There's some dangerous people.
And Jew hate.
Yeah, but
And a few Jew haters, too. Scary.
You focus in on the elected people. I focus in on the media. I think the media is far more dangerous and hateful and corrupt than a Congress is. And I'll just leave it like that. We'll talk about that next time I'm on.
You got it. All right, Bill O'Reilly, great to have you on. And remind everybody once more, if they still want to grab the book, Killing the SS, they can.
Killing
and it's
SS
still available at Amazon or any fine bookstore.
Doing great. Continues to roll. And BillO'Reilly.com. Tonight, we have an expose on the drug cartels taking over the people smuggling industry and driving thousands of people toward the Mexican border. So it's a really compelling report. We try to do that every night on BillO'Reilly.com.
All right, BillO'Reilly.com, and we got him in the flesh. Bill O'Reilly. Thanks, Bill.
Okay, Wayne.